Meanwhile, in losers though, Penguin's going
repping the fallen brethren, repping the tag.
Yeah,
I had to think about this for a second. I went, wait, what am I looking at?
Yeah,
but no, of course, Penguin not in top 8. CakeAssault in top 8.
Right, like you see that for a second, and your brain like short circuits. You're like, wait, but Penguin cheat? Okay, but no,
like she lost, and she doesn't play Force Burn. What am I looking at?
Yeah,
this of course. CakeAssault versus Cheesy. We've seen this time and time again as well. And Jules Vale is going to be our game 1 Akashi. What do we think about this?
I think that Cake has a pretty good history versus Crag. I think he's almost he's made a bit of a career off of bullying ZB, off of bullying Cheesy, off of bullying like basically every top Crag in the business. But as I say that, 79 quick.
Yeah, a quick one into the Elden Ring.
Almost killing off that conversion too, and that was insane. Oh, if she had gotten that run up, that might have actually just been the up strong for the stock.
Big trade there for Cheesy. Gets back into aggressive position, pulls the rock, almost gets the snipe.
Oh, the fade back. Pulled the trigger a little too early. Cake was able to drift away from the down strong.
Big fair, keep center.
You don't want to give Cake the chance to get back into the swing of things. You want to keep him off his footing.
Yeah, the back foot is the foot you want him on at all times, because the second he starts going, you don't know when it's going to stop.
We've seen Cake come back from insurmountable odds before, just because his combo game and his adaptation are some of the best in the business. Cheesy right now having a big lead.
And let's talk about it too, because it's not just the combo game and the decision making. It's also that level of fear sometimes too. I mean, this is somebody that if you struggle with over and over and over again, you can sometimes have that little bit of doubt creep in. This has been all Cheesy so far though, no doubt at all.
Oh, zero doubt. Up 2 stocks right now, 149, acting like they're at 70. They're just playing so confidently against Cake, which is something that's very difficult to do.
Let's keep it a buck. Cheesy does not look at percents. Cheesy's playing her game.
Yeah, you're right. You got me there. The main thing is that Cheesy's always stuck to a solid game plan. Always kind of keep rock in hand when possible, or keep it nearby. Use it to threaten the opponent in some way, shape, or form. But as we see right now,
is that combo game though. I'm worried. No. Where did you go?
As we praise Cheesy for this incredible punish game that she's been showing off, Cake was just yes, up air. I'm catching you on every DI possible into the back air. Now it's last stock game number 1. And the potential reverse 3 stock too. Oh my goodness!
Ooh, I just realized air dodge coverage too.
Cake is on something right now. I'm just saying. Cake activated.
Long have we waited. Cake activated.
We know the legend of Cake in losers.
No!
The no tech that was so smart, actually stopping that situation from even happening in the first place. But too high to actually connect with the up air into back air.
I was gonna say, how do you get rid of rock?
Oh,
how do you get rid of rock?
You throw out a hitbox, and when your opponent gets desperate, you parry their option and kill them for it. Cake with a reverse 3 stock in game 1.
What's crazy is that second stock was so good and it was so fast. That's third stock. Did I not see that right? Was Cheesy at 200% when that stock was taken?
Yeah, 212 after the hit, I think. That was nuts to say the least.
Yeah, because you think about it, right? A reverse 3-0, you're like, okay, there's going to be an edge guard, there's going to be an SD, it's going to be an early stock. But no.
It's going to be something, yeah. But no, in this case, it was just Cheesy lived to an absurd percent, and Cake just absolutely decimated the last few moments of those interactions.
Yeah.
Cheesy's going to be taking us to Treetop, though, for game number 2.
Man, I'm really interested to see how this goes, because that is I didn't want to be foretelling there, but that is what I'm concerned about when you play against Cake. Can you get that game 1? Can you close things out, or does Cake maybe get a little bit of data, a little bit come back, or does Cake reverse 3-stock you, and now you're wondering, well, what the hell do I do?
I think in this case, from personal experience, I don't like taking Cake to small stages like Treetop, because I've played him a few times. Larger stages, they generally go to last stock, maybe last hit. Sometimes I'll take a game. Most of the time he'll take a game. We go to a stage like Treetop where I cannot escape him, and it's just a wrap. It's like a 3-stock. But Cheesy out here proving me wrong in that you can do it on a stage like this. Getting a
I too also play against CakeAssault and occasionally take games.
Occasionally, yeah. we're all allowed games every now and again. Sometimes he I would argue he pities us mortals and gives us a game or two.
I get it on Father's Day. That's when I'm allowed for. What a trade there for Cheesy. Coming out on top after that was a really, really great start from Cake. And Cheesy said, this is not going to affect me. You mentioned it, the rock solid game plan. We are going to be playing the Cheesy game.
Oh, the up smash just missing. Good DI out from Cheesy, though, to avoid getting hit by it.
Tried to stall out above the up tilt. Cheesy's still going to answer it regardless, but finds the down strong.
It just goes back for the rock, too. Just like I mentioned before, just trying to use the rock as much as possible, using down B to keep a lot of control over either the platforms or the space around her. She's making sure that if Cake gets through, he's going to have to go through and do a lot more work. Oh my god, the immediate reversal.
That was sick, because you saw that F-Strong dragging them back, and I was like, Cake's smart. And Cheesy goes, I'm smarter.
Cheesy's feeling confident about that one. Great forwarder, just goes right through the clone, says, alright, we're not even going to give the clone the chance to create a mix-up. I'm just going to hit the clone. That's it, end of story. Forwarder through the smoke, clears it up, and again, Cheesy still has a lead.
Yeah, that high up B is usually pretty safe from Cake there, but like we saw in some of the earlier games, especially with their set versus Penguin, Cheesy's just ready with these high callouts.
We saw it in the same set versus Hockey's too, where there was just a lot of high recovery callouts, a lot of high recovery threatening, even if it wasn't just like a guaranteed hit. There was just the threat of you getting hit there in the first place. By jumping out there, not even hitting a button, you create that pressure.
Cake literally just hit an alley-oop to himself, forward air into the wall. Cheesy missed the tech into the back air. Just slam dunk contest moments.
Giving himself the medal there, just doing a great job, me. Yeah, no, thanks, me. We really got it on that one. The last time,
85, just like that.
All right, Cake with a very slight lead, but sometimes slight leads lead to huge wins.
We're looking at really one or two interactions here, right? Both of them probably going to make it back to stage here.
Okay, no resources. This is huge. No resources right now. This is huge. Has to kick the pillar to get back. She runs into the clone explosion. Parry down strong. It is going to take it.
I was stunned to see that not Galaxy for one thing, but then still managing to come out on top. I mean, that's just the mindset sometimes for Cake, right? You see this, you're like, all right, there's no resources, I have this, and then just that little stutter of a timing, not being able to parry the clone, coming back, the clone pushing you away, losing all stage control in the process, and then you're just kind of coming down with a button going, man, I gotta hit something, I can't let him win this game too, and then parry, and then down strong. Back to Julesvale.
Back to Julesvale we go for game 3. We saw that slight error in judgment. Gets hit by the clone. Goes to hit it. Surprise, surprise, it's actually Cake on the platform, not the clone. Oh no, we saw that fastball. We both gasped, we both held our breath.
Yeah, you saw it in the little teardrop there, and you're just like, all right, there he goes.
Goodbye. Yeah, I guess we're losing the stock at 4, but no, Cake is better than that every single time. Great drift out. Like, we've seen it time and time again that Cheesy, one thing that happened in the hockey set that we didn't get, that we're not really seeing here, is a lot of those forward air chains off the side. We're seeing some solid edge guarding, but we're not really seeing a lot of kills that are leading off the side, like no chains or anything. It's a lot of just rinse and repeat stuff, which you kind of have to do against Forsberg. That's just the methodology for his edge guarding, you know?
It's rinse and repeat, and as you saw there, kind of inch your way across the screen when the clone's out and a little bit of the smoke's out, and led into that parry situation, and immediately got the stock forwards too. Just fantastic gameplay from Cheesy here.
Whew, okay, immediate adaptation from that interaction that happened before. When Cake got parried, when Cake hit Cheesy on the pillar, she did a instant wall tech nair. When Cake hit Cheesy on the pillar the second time, instant parry to respond to the instant nair. Into the back and to clean up the stock.
And what's crazy about all of that is just having the chutzpah to go down there in the first place. You know,
most people would be
players
like,
just leave Crag alone. They're like, all right, you're coming back eventually anyways. I'll see you when we get back to neutral.
Cake is never afraid. He's always going to just go after you. If he has the chance to go after you and show you that, oh no, look, I can adapt too, he will do it. Sometimes you got to assert your dominance. You can't let your opponent know that you're scared. I've said it time and time again.
Akashi, tell me where you've seen this before. Up airs on Jules Veil leading to almost 150% on poor Crag.
Oh boy, if I had a nickel for every time Absa would do that.
In this set alone, you'd have 2 nickels, so like, that's
which
something.
isn't a lot, but it is kind of odd that it's happened twice, right?
Thank you. But man, now we're on what it might be the last stock here. What is Cheesy gonna do?
It's so unfortunate because we've seen Cheesy every single time be able to take the lead and close and like get Cake to last stock, high percent. There we go. Gets the forwarder call out into the smoke and stays alive.
Man, and that's the flip. That's the other side of the coin. Because in Game 1 and Game 2, we saw the extended edge guard. We saw Cake to get to that 110, 120, and then somehow, some way, plot armored his way back onto the stage, and then had the reversal, and then won the game. That time, no. Cheesy saying, I'm going to win Game 3, but now you got to win on Frozen. Now you got to win on Cake's counter picks for the next 2 games. If there is another game after this, let's see what she's got, man. Does she have the answers to the riddle?
This is a really solid Crag stage still. I can count on both hands the amount of times I've seen different Crags counter pick me to this stage if I've taken a game as Absa. Because it's not only a bad stage for Absa, it's also a really good stage for Crag, but it's also a really good stage for Forestman, as we saw right there. A 0 to death off the top.
18 seconds. Not quite gold split, but damn close to it for Cake.
Probably a new PB, honestly. Oh no. This game might be a PB. Hang on a second. Cake is running forward right now. No fear. Not holding back anything.
Oh,
waited for the parry.
Buttons.
The button usage right now is insane. The jab. The wait for the roll too.
Oh man.
He's calling out every defensive option that Cheesy has right now. Not even wanting to use the combust on DI in on the down tilt.
The moonwalk back into the rock to be able to tech in place on that. Using it against her. What does Cheesy do? 200 now. 200.
The up B teleport is going to start killing soon here. Oh no.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen that animation.
That's a new one. Oh, great nair into upper to convert
that was
off.
Funky to parry the rock pull there and just kind of have Craig stuck in a weird spot. But speaking of stuck in a weird spot, Cheesy has to figure this out.
Yeah, and soon, because every hit slams the door just a little tighter. 69% right now. This could potentially be the last stock for Cheesy.
Can't take much more than this, Akashi. Can't allow too much percent to creep on, because Crag can do it. Crag can last to 200, but we've seen Cake just immediately rocket her to 200 several times.
Yeah, we've seen the juggles before. We've seen every combo lead to something dangerous or a deadly mix-up off the top. Starting to claw her way back, but it looks like, oh no, holding the rock is the worst thing that you can do in that spot.
Man, and Cake was even ready for that rock toss there. Doesn't quite got what he wanted with the forward strong, but...
Ooh, there we go. Okay.
All right.
Crag can live to high percents. 143 is not that big of a deal. Oh
that
no,
is,
but
though,
catch the air dodge.
Looked like a little bit of a movement flub after that wave land, because you saw her air dodge above. Yeah. Oh man, CakeAssault, sometimes just too much. Too much on the counter pick, gonna close it out there. We were looking at a gold split that ended up being a red split, so good on Cheesy for making that a lot more competitive than it had really any right to be after that first stock.
Yeah,
and Cake marches on.
3-1, going to be fighting Tapscott in loser semis. These two have also played quite a bit before, and I wouldn't be surprised if that set winds up being a banger as well. But
listen, man, when Tap first started really coming back and first started introducing the raster, that's who I heard about it from. It was Cake telling me, man, Tapscott's getting damn good. That Tapscott's getting really good, really fast with this character. I'm very excited to see that set.
Same here, but I think we're going to be taking a trip to the upper bracket because we still got ZB and Kusi waiting in winners finals of this tournament.
Two very patient guys waiting to see how losers is working out, to see who they're going to face